Hello, everyone. My name is Guneet from Canam Network, and today we have Bryan Breguet. Bryan was the Vancouver's Langara candidate from the BC Conservative. Thank you for talking to us.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
The result didn't go in your favor so far. What do you have to say about that? And how can you tell us about your campaign and what were you hearing on the streets?
So, obviously it's not the result we were hoping for. We know it was a tough riding. It's not easy to win in Vancouver as a conservative, right? Dallas Brody won tonight, but the last conservative was way young in 2011. So we always knew it was going to be close. I think we did everything we could. We had amazing volunteers, amazing organizations. But you look at the results tonight, all across Vancouver, and my party is not doing very well, right? As a matter of fact, I think I'm doing among the best outside of Kulchena. So I think it is what it is. I think the party would have to reflect on why we did so badly in Vancouver, in the main city, in the province. I will take some of the blame. Obviously I'm the candidate. I could have done better. I got a couple of controversies, so obviously it must have cost us a few dozen votes here and there. But ultimately, I'm very proud of my team.
You talked about how the NDP was very strong in Vancouver ridings. What was the main reason, or few reasons, that you think why the NDP was so successful and not in the other parts of the province?
We have seen a political realignment tonight, but over the last 10 or 15 years, right? So you have those areas like I'm thinking of Bryan Breguet, who used to be strong BC Liberals, and now it's strong BC NDP. So we have those like upper middle class, highly educated voters who over time have switched from conservative to liberals or NDP, right? So I think my riding and all of Vancouver is really not immune to this. And we've seen the margin shrinking over time. And this is really just an acceleration of this trend out there. So it's difficult to win in Vancouver as a conservative when we have positions where people accuse you, rightly or wrongfully, to be anti-vaxxer, to be climate change denier, to be, conspiracy theories. You have a group of voters who really, really just care about this a lot. And they don't represent a lot of voters, but they represent enough voters that we lose by 300 votes.
Yeah, I also want to chat with you about the role of the media, especially the mainstream media. Now, you were involved in few controversies because of your past tweets and the opposition research on it. What do you think is the role of the media, and how did it affect the campaign for yourself?
Well, honestly, I don't have kind words for the mainstream media. They spent the last 6 weeks broadcasting those attacks from the NDP or the former BC United. They call it journalism to just put a tweet out of context, a quote out of context. So I don't want to sound too bitter. But, over the last 4 weeks, I definitely have a couple of people in the mainstream media. Well, just tonight, Richard Sussman on TV Live just blamed me and my tweets for losing these seats. And it's not even factually correct. If my tweets cost us 2%, how do we explain that we underperform all in Vancouver? So again, I don't want to take 0% of the blame, but you have a couple of people in the media who they're part of this demographic who really just don't want to work with us. I'm really annoyed with how willingly they just do the bidding for the NDP and the progressive, right? Somebody sends them a tweet and they're gonna, do an article about this. I've got an interview last week from somebody from the Vancouver Sun, and you look at what he wrote, and it's like half of my answers and not the good ones. So I'm losing trust in this media.
Conservatives, 2 years before, they were not on the map. Now there are very strong opposition. What can the British Columbian expect from the Conservative Party of the British Columbia?
The results are not finished right now, fully come. But if we finish with 45 seats, we're going to be a strong opposition. We're not going anywhere. I think tonight we show that we can stand up as true conservative and actually, win or come close to winning. There's no question that we didn't have the organization the NDP had. But next time around, we will, because we will have the money, we will have time to prepare. So they should be really worried. If I'm the NDP tonight and I look at Surrey, I would be terrified. This is a generational realignment of forces. So maybe they're winning Vancouver more, and that's fine. We would gladly trade, 2 Vancouver ridings for 5 Surrey ridings and 3 ridings on the island. So we're gonna come back. 6 months ago, genuinely, we were thinking of winning 12 seats. That was our objective in January. And tonight we're winning 45. So this is an amazing story for our party. And again, next time we're going to go for the win.
Awesome. Well, thank you for talking to us.